How is it hanging, my beautiful people? Karma here, and welcome back to the channel again. Today I decided to take it upon myself to go over the epic R3K variant, the Rekt. And boy, was I happy to get this weapon, because when I picked it up before in game, I just melted people's faces off with it. But isn't it the way it goes though? Every time you pick up a weapon you want from a dead friendly or an enemy, you just seem to do awesome with it for some reason. But it isn't also you finally get it in your inventory and it turns out to be crap? Just saying, that does happen sometimes. But the Rekt is different from those times for the most part. After I finally got the Rekt, I just had to compare it with the other assault rifles in the list, and the NV4 seems to be standing out the most in comparison. And I did find some things you may want to know before killing yourself to get the Rekt. Let's check it out right now. Okay, let's go over a few things with the R3KT, or otherwise known as the Rekt. Now, what really makes this weapon appealing is the fact that it's fully automatic compared to the default variant of 3-round burst. So in my mind, it was like having a rapid fire controller without actually needing the controller. It also has a stockpile feature, which gives you extra ammo and extra size and magazine. So this is what really motivated me to buy the Rekt in the prototype shop if I did not get it in supply drop first. Of course, I never got it in supply drop because Activision gives me nothing but poop in my supply drops for some reason ever since Advanced Warfare. But nonetheless, if you earn salvage points, you can grind it out and eventually get the Rekt, which is what I exactly did. Now, before I made my decision to purchase the Rekt, after like a month or so of playing to get that many salvage points and a little help from Free My Apps app, which PS is a whole nother story in itself with that app. But I looked into all the stats of the assault rifles and compared them to the Rekt to see if it was actually worth it. Now, the one that comes close to the Rekt stats is the run-of-the-mill NV4. I looked at each stat, accuracy, damage, and range, and thought to myself, as long as I could beat the NV4, I am definitely going to go for this variant. So I bought all the variants of the R3K, because you have to unlock the Rekt, and quickly watched my hard-earned, time-consuming salvage being drained down to 0. So needless to say, I did have high expectations, spending 6,000 salvage points just for this one gun. So over the course of about 2 games, I quickly learned that the Rekt felt like it was firing really slow, which I wasn't expecting it to fire really fast because it does get a -4 in fire rate. However, I was expecting to fire faster than the NV4 because you look at the stats between the two. Even with that -4, the Rekt has a higher fire rate number in the stats than a regular NV4 does. Now, I'm not saying this gun is not badass at all, because it definitely is. You can pick guys off from far range with 3 or 4 bullets, which that's very nice. However, if someone has an NV4 close range to your Rekt, you may lose if you both are firing at the same time. Let me break this down for you. After learning the Rekt felt much slower than the NV4 in practically everything, I took it upon myself to take it to a private match to test everything, including the RPM of both weapons, the ADS speed, and the range. This is my findings of both. Now, of course, my number one interest is the RPM, and in case you don't know what RPM means, it means rounds per minute, meaning the measure of how fast a gun can fire in a single minute. So I test the Rekt first, and its RPM is around 417 to 427 RPM. So that is no doubt slow for an assault rifle, but not the worst there's ever been. And then we move on to the NV4, and it has a fire rate of anywhere from 620 to 627 RPM, which means it fires a hell of a lot faster than the Rekt does. And that would also mean the stat and fire rate is inaccurate on the Rekt. So that was very disappointing for me to learn, because that may have influenced my decision to purchase the NV4 flatline instead of the Rekt, because I'm all about the fire rate in Call of Duty. By the way, can I ask, who makes these stats on all these Call of Duties? I mean, I'm always finding flawed stats on these weapons and perks and attachments on all these games, and it just seems crazy to me. But anyway, moving on, I'm going to take a look at the pull-up speed, or ADS speed if you like. The Rekt has an ADS speed of 300 milliseconds, which really is no surprise since it is an assault rifle. And then we look at the aim down sight speed for the NV4, and it pulls up at 267 milliseconds, so meaning the NV4's aim down sight speed is 33 milliseconds faster, which really wouldn't make any sort of noticeable difference. Now to go over the range per shot kill. At very close range, the Rekt kills with 3 shots, just as it would if you would fire with the 3-round burst default variant. And the NV4 kills in 4 shots, which stats shows damage is higher on the Rekt, so that does make a little bit of sense. The one thing the Rekt has over the NV4 is the range, because at very long range it takes 4 shots to kill with the Rekt and 5 with the NV4. However, being the NV4 shoots faster, that extra bullet might not even matter, especially if you have a rifle barrel on it or a long barrel on the NV4. So to sum everything up, I really do like the Rekt, but if you would ask me if it was worth it to spend 6,000 salvage points on it now, I would give you a big hell no. But if you already did purchase it like me, definitely use a foregrip and a particle amp, because those are needed in my opinion, especially the foregrip because it does have some sort of recoil going upward. And use a suppressor, because with that slow fire rate, it's going to be very difficult to take 2 or more enemies out around you that aren't lined up nice. Also, with that slow fire rate, you're probably going to put on a suppressor anyway, because most likely, even if you do get the kill in a face-to-face gunfight, most likely you're going to take some damage. And if you're already hurt, you're going to be easy pickings when the enemy around you finds you because you're lit up on their minimap. Just a little food for thought. Okay, if you have anything else you'd like to know about the Rekt, please do not hesitate to ask me by commenting or hit me up on Twitter. The link will be in the description below. If you enjoyed, please do me a favor and drop kick that thumbs up button and sub a dub, aka subscribe, to see more Infinite Warfare videos. And until next time, guys, I say goodbye and good luck.
Set my heart afire.